the introduction of widescreen filmmaking in the early 50s is with us still. The screen expanded from the old Academy ratio. It got wider and thinner, but wider. Some people don't like widescreen as a filmmaking choice. I love it. I love 3D. I loved all the new technologies. Is every film right for CinemaScope? No, but a lot of films are, and good directors know how to use the widescreen.
So, you know what it kind of reminds me of is how in the last couple of years they've said that IMAX is going to be what saves cinema and what saves theaters. Do you see any echoes of that in that
Yes,
argument?
I do. I do see some argument there. Uh, I liked the Cinerama and CinemaScope proportions better than IMAX, but I think IMAX gives you visual thrills and it can be exciting. And you tell me, do people your age go choose to see a film in IMAX? You have options. You can see a film in regular screens, or you can see it in IMAX and pay more. Do people your age choose the IMAX option or not?
Depends on the movie.
Depends on the movie.
Yeah, it depends on the movie. And I'd say it's also very hard to tell, like people my age, you know, it's definitely not monolithic either. You know, there's people who have really my age that have really no understanding or appreciation for movies, because most of the movies that they've grown up with have been terrible. And then you have people that do understand, um, you know, the value of movies and cinema, but have also been disappointed in the last couple years by what they've been putting out. And then I think you have people that really hang on and try to support what they can. Um, but I think, um, you know, unless there's a lot of hype around the movie, it's hard to get people convinced to go see an IMAX film. Mostly just, I think, out of the economics of it. Um, you know,
Is there resentment about the surcharge?
I mean, you know, even not just the surcharge. I mean, now if you go to like AMC, they'll charge you more if you want to sit in the center.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, AMC is
Huh.
charging by the seat now, you know. So I think um you know, unless it's something like Oppenheimer where everybody and their mother is like, "Oh, you have to see this in the largest format possible." It's very difficult to convince people, you know, especially too because I think a
Is
lot of people
IMAX is IMAX an endangered form?
I don't think it's endangered. I just think that the audience is tired. You know, I think that when I talk to people today, I don't know if you feel the same way, but you know, I feel like the audiences have been so lied to over and over again by these marketing campaigns, whether you're looking at Marvel or if you're looking at Blumhouse or any of these kind of mass production studios. You know, they tell you this is going to be a great movie and you have to see it in IMAX, and then they go spend 60 or 80 bucks to go see the movie, you know, for two people on a date, and the movie's mediocre at best. And they're like, why did I just spend half my paycheck for this?
And often I have to say, I think IMAX is misused.
Hmm.
Um, I'm not a fan of Christopher Nolan or of Oppenheimer. I think he misused IMAX. He assaults us with a series of close-ups. Why do you use IMAX and feature close-ups? He's very nervous about using long shots. Why not long shots in IMAX? I'm not saying a close-up can't be effective, but not relentlessly and repetitively. I felt so assaulted by all those close-up faces of actors who weren't very good, speaking dialogue that's not very good, and drowned over by the music. I thought it was a misuse of IMAX, actually. The only
Huh.
points in which the IMAX was well used was the experiment
The
scene.
experiments, the
Yeah,
explosions, etc.
that's a beautifully directed portion of the film, but that's all I'll give it. I think Nolan is an enemy of the widescreen, doesn't understand IMAX and widescreen filmmaking, and is focused on a relentless barrage of close-ups. Close-ups should be used sparingly. in widescreen. Of course, they're there and important for emphasis and intimacy and identification, of course. But with variety, other kinds of shots, whenever he has a long shot, he cuts away from it right away.
Mm.
But he's not my director. But that doesn't matter.